Hello friends, myself Dr. Ankit Jesha, Assistant Professor at Sir PM Patel Institute of Biosciences, Anand, affiliated to Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Vidyanagar, and managed by Anand People's Medical Society, Anand. Today, I am taking this online lecture for TYBSc students of semester 5 in the main branch of chemistry, and today I am taking the subject physical chemistry with subject code US05 CCH23, and in this session I would like to cover some solution of some important questions of unit number 1, that is entropy and second law of thermodynamics. And keywords of this session are entropy, cyclic process, phase change, etc. Now students, as you have watched my all videos, we have covered all topics of unit number 1. We have gone through the entire unit. So from now on, I'll give you some solution of some important questions of these units. So first, you must know which are the important questions of this unit. Before that, I would like to request you all, if you have not subscribed this channel, subscribe this, share this video to your friends, because you will get to see all the videos of this subject in this YouTube channel. So students, these are the important questions that can be asked in university exam and that you must prepare. So question number 1 is, derive the equation for calculation of entropy change of an ideal gas with variables temperature, pressure and volume. Means there are 3 variables are given and you have to find equation for calculation of entropy. Second important question is, derive the expression for change in entropy in an isothermal expansion of an ideal gas. It's a 2-mark question, can be asked in section B of university exam. Third question is, explain entropy change accompanying phase change. Again, it's a short question, a 2-mark question. Fourth question is, discuss entropy changes in reversible and irreversible processes. So students, it's a 3-mark question. Fifth and the most important one, verify essential condition for a cyclic process using all 4 strokes of Carnot cycle. Students, this is the most important 10-mark question of this unit, so you must prepare that. And 6th question is, what are work function and free energy function, and derive the expression for the same. So students, these are the most important 6 questions of this unit, and I will give you solution of these important questions. So you must learn this. Write down solution of this question 2 or 3 times in your notebook so you can prepare well. So students, in this video I will give you the solution of question number 6 and question number 7. So first we'll start with the solution of question number 6, that is what are work function and free energy function, and derive the expression for the same. So this is a solution of this question, so remember that and do write down in your notebook. We know that if the total entropy change of the system and the surrounding is positive, means if delta S system plus delta S surrounding is greater than 0, the reaction will be spontaneous or the process will be spontaneous. If delta S system plus delta S surrounding is equals to 0, then it will be in the state of equilibrium. So however, to know about spontaneity of the process, we have to calculate two things, that entropy change of the system and surroundings. So that is not convenient. To find something, we have to calculate two different things. That is quite difficult. Therefore, entropy can be considered in terms of other state functions which are more convenient. So we have two more such functions, and they are work function and free energy function. So let's discuss that one by one. So first we are starting with one function, that is A. Symbol of work function is A, and it is represented as A is equal to U minus Ts, where U is internal energy, T is temperature, and S is entropy. And of course A is our work function, where U and S depend upon state of the system, and work function also depend on state of the system only. Means it's a state function. એટલે કે આ અવસ્થા વિધેય છે. એ શું છે? અવસ્થા વિધેય, because it only depends on initial stage and final stage of the system. Now say at the initial stage, at constant temperature T, we can write A1 is equal to U1 plus minus TS1, where 1 indicates initial stage. At the same temperature, in final stage, we can say that A2 is equal to U2 minus TS2. Now subtracting equation 2 from equation 3, we will get A2 minus A1. That will be U2 minus TS2 minus U1 minus TS1, and that will be equals to U2 minus U1 minus T S2 minus S1. So that will give us the next equation, that is delta A is equal to delta U minus T delta S. The equation of work function or change in work function, that is delta A is equal to delta U minus T delta S. Now if the changes are reversible and isothermal and heat is absorbed, then we know the equation of entropy, that is ds is equal to Q by T, where S is entropy, Q is either heat absorbed or evolved, and T is temperature in kelvins. So we know that if T goes on other side, it becomes TdS or T delta S, that will be equals to Q reversible. So that equation number 4 becomes delta A is equal to delta U minus Q reversible. Now we know the first law of thermodynamics, that is delta U is equal to Q plus W. And students, you must remember the first law of thermodynamics, that energy of the universe is constant. You cannot create energy or destroy energy. Just you can do is transform one form of energy into another form. And mathematical form of the first law of thermodynamics is delta U is equal to Q plus W. So if work is done by the system, or we can say that if gas is due to the expansion only, then W must be negative. So it becomes delta U is equal to Q minus W. So minus W is equal to delta U minus Q reversible. So we can say that minus delta A is equal to W reversible. It means decrease in work function gives maximum work done by the system during the change. Means whenever there will be the decrease in work function, subsequently there will be increase in work. એટલે કે આપણે જો મહત્તમ કાર્ય જોઈતું હોય તો વર્ક ફંક્શનમાં ઘટાડો થવો જરૂરી છે. જેટલો વર્ક ફંક્શનમાં ઘટાડો થશે એટલું જ કાર્યમાં વધારો થશે. મીન્સ in order to maximize the work, it is required that there should be decrease in work function, there should be decrease in value of work function. So that is about work function. And from the base of entropy, we have one more such function, and that is free energy function. So now we'll discuss about free energy function. But before that, you must know what is free energy and how it is important to us. એટલે કે મિત્રો મુક્ત ઉર્જા એના વિશે આપણને ખ્યાલ હોવો જોઈએ અને તે આપણને કેવી રીતે ઉપયોગી છે. As we all know that to check the spontaneity of a reaction from entropy, we require two different things. That is entropy of system and entropy of surrounding. But from the point of view of free energy, we can find that whether the reaction is spontaneous or not by finding a simple free energy value. If delta G is less than 0, reaction is spontaneous. If delta G is greater than 0, reaction will be non-spontaneous. And if delta G is equals to 0, the reaction will be in equilibrium. So now consider over here that if H1, G1 and S1 are function for initial state and H2, G2 and S2 are function for final state, then we can write G2 minus G1 is equal to H2 minus S1 minus T S2 minus S1. And we know that G2 minus G1 becomes delta G, H2 minus H1 becomes delta H, and S2 minus S1 becomes delta S. So it will be delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. But here in this equation, we know that what is enthalpy? Enthalpy is U plus PV. And what is change in enthalpy? So it will be given as delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. So we can use this equation. And submit the value of delta H in above equation. So we'll get delta G is equal to delta U plus P delta V minus T delta S. Now here, from the previous theory, we know that delta U minus T delta S becomes our work function, that is delta A. So that delta A is equal to delta U minus T delta S. And also delta A is equal to minus W. So it becomes delta G is equal to minus W plus P delta V. But we know that to check the spontaneity of the reaction, delta G must be less than 0. It must be a negative value. So changing the sign of all the terms in that equation, it becomes minus delta G is equal to delta W minus P delta V. So here P delta V is work done by the gas. Therefore minus delta G is the maximum work done other than that due to the change of volume at constant temperature and pressure. Thus here net work done, that is minus delta G, and that will be equals to W minus P delta V. W minus P delta V. Here G, that is capital G, is known as Gibbs function or Gibbs free energy, and minus delta G is a measure of decrease of free energy. It is a measure of decrease of free energy. So means to check the spontaneity of a reaction, delta G must be negative value. So that is the measure of decrease of free energy. So students, now in the next question, I will give you solution of the question number 7, that is derive the equation for free energy change with temperature and pressure. And this is the solution of this question. Variation of free energy change with temperature and pressure. Variation of free energy change with temperature and pressure. So before that, I will let you know what is the important things in that theory. So here we have to find free energy change, means delta G. So what is delta G? So we must know second law of thermodynamics. And second law of thermodynamics involve two sentences, one for entropy and one for free energy. And they are: entropy of the universe always increases and free energy of the system always decreases. એટલે એન્ટ્રોપી હંમેશા વિશ્વમાં વધવાનું વલણ ધરાવે છે અને મુક્ત ઉર્જા હંમેશા ઘટવાનું વલણ ધરાવે છે. Now we know the equation of free energy, that is G is equal to H minus Ts. But in that equation, H is enthalpy, T is temperature in Kelvin, and S is entropy. But we know that enthalpy H is given by U plus PV, where U is internal energy, P is pressure, and V is volume. So submitting this value of H in above equation, so it becomes G is equal to U plus PV minus Ts. That will be our equation number 1. That will be our equation number 1. Now, upon differentiating this equation, we get, so G becomes dG, differentiation of U is du. Now there will be two terms. So we know that like U into V, differentiation of U into V becomes U into dV plus V into du. Just like that, it becomes P dV plus V dP minus again two terms. So both subsequent terms will be negative. So it is minus TdS minus S dt. Now again, as we have discussed in previous theory, we have to use first law of thermodynamics. So for a very small change, it is du is equal to dq plus dw. So dq will be equals to du minus dw. Now if work is done due to the expansion only, we have seen this in Carnot cycle. Whenever there will be an expansion process, W is always negative. So here also, whenever it is expansion, we know that minus dW is equal to pdV. So it becomes dq is equal to du plus pdV. But here we have to find entropy. So we know that dq is equal to TdS. So submitting this value of dq in equation number 4, so it becomes TdS is equal to du plus pdV. TdS is equal to du plus pdV. That will be our equation number 5. Now we have to solve this equation number 2. We have to solve this equation number 2. So we are submitting this value of TdS in equation number 2. We are submitting this value of TdS in equation number 2, so that du will be cancelled out and pdV will be cancelled out. So we will get two terms, that is dg is equal to vdp minus sdt. dg will be equals to vdp minus S dt. That is our equation number 6. Now, in this equation, there are two variables. One is pressure and other is temperature. So this equation will change, or this equation is a change of free energy upon changing pressure and temperature. So now, in equation number 6, if pressure remains constant, means you know that differentiation of constant will be 0. So differentiation, if pressure remains constant, then dP will be 0. So dg is equal to minus s dt. dg is equal to minus s dt. That is our equation number 7 at constant pressure. If temperature remains constant, then you know that dt becomes 0. So dg is equals to vdp. That is our equation number 8. Now, we know that what is ideal gas equation? We all know that it is PV is equal to nRT. And for 1 mole of an ideal gas, it is PV is equal to RT. If we substitute it, if we have to substitute value of V, so for 1 mole of an ideal gas, V is equal to RT by P. So substituting this value in equation number 8 and integrating that equation from limit P1 to P2, will get delta G is equal to RT ln P2 by P1, or we can say that RT ln V1 by V2, because according to Boyle's law, P2 by P1 is equal to V1 by V2, means pressure is always inversely proportional to volume. So we will get this equation, that is delta G is equal to RT ln P2 by P1, or we can say that delta G is equal to RT ln V1 by V2. So students, that's it for this video. Thank you.